Hello. Good evening, all. See Weaver, good to see you. Welcome back for another week. The horrors persist, but so do we. There are a variety of, positive circumstances we've seen lately. Not least of all, there's some losses going on in the AI space, which we all love to see, because screw those guys. But yeah, there's been some interesting fumbles. Apparently there's a lot of data centers being canceled. There's doubt growing as to whether OpenAI can actually do things that they wanted to accomplish, because least of all because NVIDIA was like, so a while back, OpenAI was like, NVIDIA's going to invest $100 billion in OpenAI so we can buy NVIDIA chips and keep growing or whatever. But then, like, just recently, NVIDIA was like, that wasn't like a firm deal. We were thinking about it. We were thinking about it. And so, like, they're going back on the 100 billion, which is like, yes. Which caused, who is it, Cisco? No, Oracle. Oracle came back around and was like, no, we're totally confident in OpenAI's ability to get the money together to continue building AI data centers with us, to try to, shore up their own shareholders, be like, don't worry, they're still going to spend the money with us. It's like, I don't know about that. But that also, I actually don't know if it was in response to or if it was totally separate, but I think OpenAI was also expressing dissatisfaction with NVIDIA's newest, like, AI training chips, or inference chips, not training chips, inference chips, which is really funny. And so the girls are fighting, which we love to see. Apparently, like, I hadn't actually thought about the fact that they might have been related until just now. Like, NVIDIA was like, whoa, maybe we aren't going to invest the $100 billion. And like, shortly thereafter, OpenAI is like, well, these chips really aren't that good. Maybe we'll find ourselves some alternatives from other places. So, like, the big corpo companies, they do be going a little tit for tat at the moment, which we love to see, because fuck them. They're awful. They deserve every horrible thing that comes their way. So that bubble cannot burst soon enough, in my opinion. I'm sure there will be some other horrible thing coming our way afterwards, but regardless, at least they can eat what they got now. So that's positive. We like seeing that. It's a lot of bullshit, but at least we've got that. We also have good old-fashioned games to play. There's, there really is something about old games that are just pleasant. Like, they just work. They're just games. Like, they just do the thing. There's no fighting and fussing. There's no pop-ups when you launch the game talking about new privacy policies that you've accepted, or warnings about the online interactions, or you just play the game. Speaking of playing the game, so I did play a little bit off stream, mostly about trying to fish to get rid of a lot of my fishing shit, which I did get rid of some. But also, I have gotten this guy up to being able to build up, which is exciting. You can see the incredible stats that it's rocking. And then I did something over here. I didn't quite get as far. I think I got... My expectation is that all we need is after the next level for this, all we'll need is some more attack, and I think we might be there regardless, because attack will be up to 47. You see that stats are high. I think this will be ready to level up with one more level. And then for Goro, I had worked a little bit more on his frozen tuna, and I turned his frozen tuna into a synth spear, and I've stuck that onto the battle axe, mostly just so the battle axe can be good. Look at those crazy stats, though. The attack is wild. But then I had been working on this a little bit to try to, like, get another one either, like, worked up to transform or turn into a synth sphere. Like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I was just doing stuff. Oh, right. I mean, we ought to just build this up. We've got what we need. Do it. Nice. For the next, what does this need? More attack? Thunder and Holy. Rock and Beast. Thunder, Holy, Rock, Beast. That's not right. Okay, so that gets us Rock. The beast, no, the dino. Not really what I need. Not what I need either. That's wind, which I don't need. Opal is also not what I need. That's the most what I need. It's got rock at least. Then we need Holy and Thunder, which I mean I've got a couple of, but not like a tremendous amount. Oh well, we'll see what we can do. With our higher damages, it might make it much easier to work our way through the dungeons we're dealing with. So, this place sucks to fish in because it's darker, like it is not transparent, and I can't see shit. I don't know if there's a fish there. I don't know if the fish is interested. I don't know where any fish are. It makes it very difficult. Oh, shit. That's my bad. As far as I can tell, it's the only place to use these shrimp. Oh, goddamn it. Well, I guess that clears it out of my inventory, so... Thanks. I guess. God, ooh, it's very frustrating. I gotta give it more time. There. Yeah, look at that big goober. 85 centimeter. 18, nice. So that looks to be... Oops. No. You know, I guess I do have one more fishing thing. I have the carrot. I don't know if this is the right place to use a carrot. I don't know if there's a fish out there. Anybody interested? Is anything happening? Is that... I'm trying to figure out if that's a reflection or if I can technically just barely see through into, like, underneath. Or maybe it's supposed to be emulating being a reflection, but is not actually a reflection. It's too tall. It's implying that it's taller than this space actually is. Still can't see any damn fish, though. Alright, guys. I don't care enough. Stupid fishing. I hate fishing here. I will exchange some FP for another diamond. Diamonds feel very valuable to me. Although more access to elements feels like it's actually getting to be important. They keep wanting to change which element is required for the next upgrade, and I just entirely switch what I've been building up. Oh, that's right, I can just teleport there. I was like, wow, I haven't seen this cutscene very many times, and I realized I had been teleporting directly there. I should save. Only did a little bit of things, but still. Seemingly I put 18 hours into this. It doesn't feel like I put 18 hours into this. Feels like less. Time has flown, I suppose. Maybe some of those hours are for me sitting around. Excellent. We've got a freebie healer. Who that? Sam! Whoa, damage! That must have been some, like, specific element that... Oh, yeah, because I'm using fire. And those look to be ice. And good grief, that is really chewing them up. That is incredibly helpful. More of that, please. Hey, Joker. We've been missing that guy. Spiffed map. Wow, this floor is very small. Man, that damage is good. That's good stuff. Gate pounder. Another mimic. Hey, it's ready to upgrade again. Let's double check. Yep, we're all set here. Upgrade, go. And... Wow, we do actually need more Beast Slayer. And attack. Okay, well then. I actually don't have any Dino Slayer. does give attack, though, so maybe we go with that for the attack. That's got the Beast Slayer on it. I mean, I almost got it, right? A little wasteful on the MP front. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I guess I'll just add some more fire. Alternatively, I could synth break it. I could go to maybe the bandit slingshot instead. I mean, this feels like a better weapon, though. This would let me steal, which is nice. Oh man, it takes so little to level up. At that 40? All you need's 40? Crazy. Ooh, flapping fish. Well, unfortunately, this is technically Steve number 2. Steve 1 did perish. that did happen. Or really, Steve 1 was turned into weapon food and was fed to her current weapon, the flamingo. Second flapping fish? I don't have any ice for my flapping fish. Hopefully they don't perish too quickly. Yes, ow! Unfortunately, Steve died and was reborn as a greater weapon and then returned to us as new Steve. Trying to level up Steve is difficult. Yes, Steve's soul was used to strengthen a new weapon. He didn't break. I just consumed him. As you do, you know. We gotta quickly get everything here. Correct. He's fine. Steve's fine. He just can't talk anymore. Ow. Get out of here. Attack +2. That's good, actually. That is actually better to use for this than what you had. Not fire. Instead, you can have this. Wow, 55 is max. Surely that is enough, then. Okay, wait. Maybe I want to save this. 55 is max, which implies that it has to be 50 is the line. There's no way that it would expect me to go all the way to the max value before it would allow me to upgrade it. Water surface. What the heck does that mean? Another prison. Why are there 2 prisons? Let's see. Let's go ahead and repair this. A watermill. Watermill. I don't have any, like, rivers going here. Ow. Come here. Okay, there, all dead. One antidote drink. How pleasant. Hello, you googly-eyed weirdo. A young general appeared. Trust the young master. I don't think I will. Or I shouldn't, but I know it's fine. I just realized that it would be very difficult to swim like that with an inner tube. You're a fish. What do you even need an inner tube for? Weirdo. Undead Buster. Like, the thing that I don't need. I have so much potential undead enhancing that I don't need it. Don't need it. Give me gems. That's wind. Give me your precious stones. Not a lot of chests on this one, is there? God, these are shitty. Extremely shitty. You've not seen you yet on the above area. Okay, that's blocking. Who shot at me? Who shot at me? Oh, it's another one of you. Ooh, don't stab me. Wow. Like $5, thanks. Real great. Really worth the trip here. Ice block, that actually does kind of help. Yeah, we can pack our flapping fish next to our ice block, and that'll make it last longer. How nice. Gives us a flapping fish for the next floor. I don't know how quickly they die. If it's time-based, if it's based on... I guess it's got to be time-based. There is a time mechanic. I don't know if time passes while you're in the dungeon, though. I think it does, but I don't have my clock. I don't know how quickly it does. Stab me. Weapon. Repair. Getting that XP pretty quick. Give me a gemstone. Hey, we got a pearl. That's a pretty terrible floor for things. We got a pearl, I guess. And a good chunk of XP. I finally have enough damage that I can actually reliably kill these guys on the difficult back floors. Boy, surely you get tired of keeping your mouth open like that. You googly eyes. It's just the noise that he makes in my head. Just looks like that kind of guy. See? Definitely the noise. Oh, right. I use the item. Hook it. Next level. We can go to the next floor. I think we're good. What? Captain! Somebody's here! Any landlubber that trifles with my ship won't leave alive. Hey, all ya hearties. Feed him to the sharks. Cap, he's over there. The sharks! I knew that, you fool. That way, feed him to the sharks. I've been cannoned. Camera, you're trying to kill me. We got the hook. Oh. Crystal with a red beam. Maybe it has something to do with opening this door. Oh. We can't actually do this floor yet. Or at least we can't get off this floor yet. Fine then. Alright, let's pass out some new people. And then I guess we have to figure out... Obviously, we're supposed to recruit a new person for the party. That's what that means. Who are we going to find? We don't have any new meaningful buildings. We can finish this. Mustache man keeps the peace. That's you. Oh, we got your car. Finish that. Finish Joker's house. Oh, I wonder if this is a second prison. Let's see what Wilder believes he wants. Hey, Wilder. Where you is? You are not Wilder. You're mustachioed. Are you Wilder? I've never seen you before. Are you from another town? You're from Naroon Village. I have a relative living there. I'll tell you about it some other time. My name's Wilder. I'm the Sheriff of Queens. If you need something, you can ask me anytime. I always help the citizens. Hello. I see, Tone. Good to meet you. My assistant Sam and I are at your service. Do you need anything for your place? Even though this town appears to be peaceful, crimes occur. I need at least 2 prisoners. Any requests? Seems like the king is cooking up some mischief again. I have to keep an eye on him. Keep that in mind, please. Okay, so you want to be near... what's his nuts? The king. Okay, so let's move you. You gotta keep an eye on him. So I'll just stick you right next door. That car is wild. And we'll give you the second prison. There you go. right here. Hi, Toad. The sheriff's office will resume operations starting today. The town's safety is in good hands. Come inside. The sheriff's waiting. There you are, Tone, right? You're the one who restored the town, aren't you? Well, town is a little bit generous. What an amazing young man you are. Amazing, isn't he? I'm Wilder, and I'll be glad to help you from now on. If you run into any problems, come to me. Moon orb? Never heard of it. Sorry I couldn't help you with it. Sheriff, Joker might know something. Joker? That Joker who sells crystals? I'm looking for a crystal, and he didn't think about the guy who sells crystals? Come on, man. Yes, sir. He's been acting funny lately. The word is that he's running around to find a rare crystal. I see. He's the kind that does anything for money. Probably trying to stock up on some more weird items. Tone, that moon orb is sort of like a crystal, right? Joker might know something about it. You should go see him. What? You haven't met with Joker yet? I see. Okay, leave it to me. Sam. Yes, sir. Just a minute, please. Oh, no, that was still Sam. Try to make it fast. Here it is. Ah, thank you. Tone, take this with you. Joker gives you a hard time. Show him this. He'll cooperate after that. Well, I guess I'm glad I talked to him first. A search warrant? I've been deputized. See ya, Tone. Take care. Can I enter your prisons? Whoops. Seemingly no. Got any boxes of treasures and or goodies anywhere here? Also seemingly no. Okay, so we did finish this one as well. Yes, box. Totally required. Stashed around. Oh, maybe I could do a lap of the sheriff's office. Anything back here? Nope. Let's do the event here. Oh, a demo. Nice. Stu. Seems like someone's at the door. Could it be the boy who restored my gorgeous mansion? Yes, sir, it seems so. Yikes. So he's come? He'll be coming asking for money, money, and more money. Probably. That's no good. No good at all. Wait, I got an idea, boss. What? King bullying a boy? Can you imagine the bad press? No, you don't want bad rumors before the election. What do we do? Boss. Oh, that's it. We still have that option. That is quite, I don't want to be involved with that. No worries. It'll be okay. It's a 2-for-1 deal. All right. You know, King seemed more confident earlier, and now he's a big wuss. Yeah, let me know what you think of it. So you are the kind lad that completed my house for me, hey? Indeed you are. Yes, Tone, right. How can I help you today? Oh, no need to tell me everything. I get the picture. Wait over there. We'll get you what you need. Yes, something special. Oh. Genie's lamp? Tone was your name? Uh-huh. You see, in this world, there are things so valuable that they're invaluable. In other words, there are things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. But also, this is one of them. Here you go, in appreciation of your hard work. Please, take it. tell me you don't want it? Why? If you don't have a good reason, then you must accept it. Trying to pawn off freaking cursed lamps on my ass. You don't want to embarrass King by going without letting me return the favor. Then please accept this and be on your way. I dropped it. Eh? Is this how I get the next character? Seems like the next character. How can I serve you, King, darling? No, wasn't me. I haven't done anything. Oh, I see. It's not you this time, huh? Oh, that's no fun. So, it's you guys this time? How can I serve you? No, it's not me. I don't know anything. Why is she is she so insufferable that nobody wants to be around her? What? No, it couldn't be. You called me for no reason? That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, she's killing him. Not killing, just throwing around. King, darling, I sense it in the air lately that every time I come out, you seem upset. Or is that just my imagination? Upset me? No, never. Don't be silly. You never, upset me? Really? Then say my name out loud. Come on, with the feeling. Let's see what he's saying. Mojang's been on the decline. Free DLC update. What would be the perfect new addition to Minecraft? I don't know. I would have expected Kappa to have yelled something if it was relevant to my interests. Is it something stupid? Is it outside of the normal update schedule? Because I know they did an update recently, which had, like, Rosa Parks. Okay. Sure? That's something. That's something. Say my name out loud. Come on, the feeling. Oh, this is what they're allowing me to. Default name. That's fine. The great genie. Ruby! Yeah, that's the spirit. But you know my greatness already. So why do you go and call upon my greatness and majesty for no reason? Well, actually, he called you. Hello? Ah, so you're the one, the boy everyone is talking about, going around fixing the world. Wow, that's awesome. And is this dark genie that's caused this mess that powerful? Oh, I guess we can just find our own genie. Yeah, screw the dark genie, we got our own. Stronger than me? Yeah, probably. Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm in. I'll fight that dark genie with you. Just give me a holler when you need me. Hey! The lens flare. My eyes. Is this going to be a new ranged character? That'd be nice. The Good Trouble DLC and have the tagline, if you want to make a change in the real world, start with... Okay, I don't really know how to feel about that. That is... Yeah. That is not, like, that is at the very least a reasonable nod to goings on. Like, I don't... Like, Good Trouble has been... I mean, it's been a term that's been used in the past, obviously, but it has also come up in the extremely recent past of the, like, current state of things in the U.S., like, talking about Good Trouble. So that's not... It's not nothing, and it's better than being terrible. It is... It's not a great way to go about it, but it's also better than silence or active complicity with, you know, problematic ideologies. So, like, I'm not entirely against it as a principle. It is odd. It is pandery. But, so, a big part of the thing is I have in the recent past responded to people who got pretty up and, like, they got all defensive and antsy about rainbow capitalism, which... like, yeah, sure, it's rainbow capitalism. The companies don't give a shit. Like, they don't. That's not real, like, endorsement of ideology. However, now in a state where all of the companies have abandoned any appearance of rainbow capitalism because, well, they can just be openly, like, pandering to authoritarians, it's better, or at least it's a positive indication of the state of things when you have companies virtue signaling good things rather than vice signaling bad things. So I find it to be sort of neutral, all things considered. It's sort of a positive in that they have chosen to align themselves, at least vocally, with good things and not bad things, and they have chosen not to sit entirely on the sidelines. Is that a effective or, like, meaningful gesture towards bettering the world? No, it's not. But it is better to see companies doing that than, like, American Eagle's obviously Nazi advertisement. Like, so with corporations, I'm grading on a wild ass curve. I am happy to see them aligning themselves with the better side of history than being, like, you know, Nazis. So that's where we're at. Is it goofy? Yep, sure is, but I'll take it in the current state of affairs here in the US. I'll take it. And I guess I don't know technically what you would consider Mojang anymore, because it's a subsidiary of Microsoft, which is a US company, but Mojang was originally Swedish, something over there. I don't know if it continues to be technically, like, I don't know if most of their employees are there. Like, well, that's why I'm saying I'm grading on such a curve, because the companies are doing the exploiting children and gambling addictions regardless. That is a thing that they are doing. That doesn't make the companies good in the fact that they have now, like, virtue signaled toward good ideology. It's still bad. The companies are still bad. But again, I would prefer a company that does all the bullshit that all companies are going to be doing, and then also say you should fight for your human rights, rather than a company that says, like, does all those things and then also says you should bow to your masters. One of those is still better than the other. Like, one of them is better. It is better that they at least put forward ideology that is going to better the world, even if they are stabbing us in the back, because they are going to be stabbing us in the back regardless. Or I should say stabbing us one way or another. And I would rather them stab and mitigate a little bit of the damage rather than stab and also shoot you in the head. I cannot express that one of those is better. Is either ideal? No. I think they should both, like, companies should be wildly more controlled. Billionaires should be erased from existence by way of taking all of their money. All of these things are still true, but it is better to have a company that does does all of the bullshit that companies are going to do, but then at least, because either they're making the world better, or at the very least, they're a litmus test of what seems popular. And it's good to see that what seems popular is good things, not bad things. Either way, I guess I'll take it. It's better than the alternative. Until we can get companies to be not absolute shitholes, this is what we've got to settle for. The store's closed today. Go home, will ya? What? You have a warrant? Damn. Wilder's gone too far. Well, come in already. I actually don't know if this voice is even remotely appropriate for Joker. Oh, yeah. What? What do you want from me? I'm busy. I have no time to play with children. Moon orb? What's that? What makes you think I know about such a thing? Like the crystal guy? Let me ask you one thing. What kind of thing is this moon orb? Can't believe you are such a fool looking for something you know nothing about. Do you know what I'm looking for now, boy? No? You want to know, don't you? Sure, I guess. Then let me tell you. It's called the life sphere. He who possesses the sphere is supposed to be granted eternal life. It's a legendary sphere. I'm sure it's somewhere here in Queens. It's just that sphere contains fearful magic power. It's said that he who holds it in his hands will have eternal life, but lose his most precious possession. Well, of course, the most precious thing other than your life. I heard it came here around 100 years ago, but nobody knows what happened after that. Exciting story, eh? I'm going to find it. When I get it, the only thing I will lose is going to be this store. I think I've got an idea where to... nothing. Forget it. Well, it looks like I already said too much. Somehow, I don't feel like you're a stranger, though. Let's be friends, huh? We're both looking for the same thing. I sell nothing but these useless crystals. Come buy some anytime. What kind of crystals are we talking about? Any requests? I'm relieved I don't need to see that guy Wilder's face. Okay, so he's already where he wants to be. Okay, so we've got some throwable items. We have the elemental dudes. We have Mage Killer and Sea Killer here. Oh, and stamina drinks. Why do you sell stamina drinks? He's like, oh yeah, I sell a bunch of crystals, and also on the side I sell stamina drinks, if you know what I mean. Okay, man. Okay, but this is a way for me to get... I think I needed some thunder, and I think I needed some holy. I'm also going to sell a couple of these plant busters because I have a shit ton. Okay. See you around, brother. Ooh. A box. Proved to be a box. That I needed to be on the lookout for the boxes. The little treasure goodies. Okay, so I got a tiny ice. Oh, it's going. I gotta go use this fish. A Fruit of Eden. 21, 20, 90. Ruby, we gotta get you some health. And a better weapon. Clearly. Okay, we need to be on the lookout for gourds as well. I don't suppose you sell a better weapon for Ruby, do you? You do. It's 2,500. That would at least give her a jump start. Hard shooter launches powerful shot, but a bit fragile. Interesting. Let's see. Can I get 200? Can I make it to 2,500 without having to like leave? That'd be nice. 2,100. 30. Those aren't expensive. No drinks. Oh, of course. I could just sell a couple of these weapons. I have freaking buster swords coming out of my ass. As well as saxes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Copper +2. I should level that up so that I can... Okay, so we're going to buy this. Oh, you know what? I can also sell these. I need these bone slingshots. Wow, that bandit slingshot is 1,400. Criminy. That is expensive. They seem to like that a lot. Okay, so this is slightly better. What are we looking at for build-up, huh? Holy, MP, and attack. Okay, so we need to work on Holy regardless. MP regardless. Attack regardless. We may need Wind as well, or maybe not. Okay, so... No, we don't need thunder. Fire, that's speed. That's the MP. That's a nice jump in MP. It's endurance, we don't need any of those. That's some attack and some speed. That's not really what I need, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That's ice. What we need is a lot more holy. I don't have like big chunks of holy to gain. Well, we'll do that. We'll try to go from there. I am sure that extremely quickly they're going to be like, oh, welcome to a floor where you can only use Ruby. I'm going to have shitty ass attack. Are there any goodies just sitting about? It's not great. Well, yeah. Speaking of mechs, I've been playing through Armored Core 6 again. And Armored Core 6 is very good. Armored Core 6 did such an interesting thing with the playthroughs. That I really appreciate, I think, the way they did it. Oh, you don't float. Lame. Wait, what's it? What? Hold on. I don't... What? What? Huh? Yeah? What the heck? Hold on, I gotta leave again. And come back so that I can read that text again. Yeah, Armored Core 6 did such an interesting thing where you play through it 3 times. And one, there's 3 different endings, but they're like, they introduce or add more sort of like complexity or choices that weren't there previously. And it's kind of interesting because it's like, it sort of feels like it plays with time almost a little bit, because like you as a player know more stuff because you've gone through it a couple times, but I'm not sure if like I'm not sure if the one final playthrough is actually internally consistent. I mean, it's at least not really consistent because you have all of the parts that you've gotten previously, and it would be very difficult to play through that part as though it was like the beginning of the game, because they give you harder missions to accomplish. It's very strange. It's very satisfying to actually do, but I'm not sure if the timeline is entirely consistent with itself. But I'm not really that worried about it. Okay, but what did this thing say? There's the hook. We switch to ruby. We look at this. There's a crystal with a red beam. Maybe it will react with some spell. Change view, cast spell. Does it need to be fire? Because it's red. Wow. Well, I'll be damned. It needed to be red. That's kind of annoying. Yes, pulley. Ook. Heh. I like the way she rides the hook. She got style. Oh boy. We're not exactly doing a lot of damage, are we? That is pretty rough on the endurance of the weapon. Ah, my bones! Okay, up, wait, one more check. Yep, we're good here. Upgrade, yes. Build up. No! Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I guess I'm just gonna have to keep leveling this stupid thing up. I have everything, yes, except for attack. I don't actually have anything that adds attack, so I guess I'll add endurance. Another fire. We're building up the fire nicely. I mean, topaz wood max out. Dude, yeah, sure. Let's get this done. I wish I had a power-up powder. This is one of those times that I would like to just skip the level. Let me see here. Let me equip the chopper 2. This thing kind of sucks. But if I could level it up, it would at least be something to maybe throw onto Ruby's weapon so that Ruby's weapon doesn't suck as much. That's kind of what we need to improve on. Oops. Force, it is a curse. I got it right. It's exactly the sword I'm holding, except not leveled up. Oh, wait. I tried to equip weapon. Equip. Okay. No, my fish rotted. I ran out of ice. Hold on, we're using up resources too damn fast here. Damn, she does so much more damage than everybody else. Holy. Oh, I'm getting thirsty. Like, really thirsty. Cabin key. Whoop. Oh my god, the attack speed on that. What the heck? For crying out loud. It sucks. Bummed about my flapping fish. I wanted to go to the back room. Tasty water. I need some of that there tasty water. Yeah, I might have to do another bit of off-stream running the starter dungeon to help level up Ruby. Gotta get that weapon worked out. Although I might end up having to do that on stream just because, well, I just expect them to hit me with a floor that requires the use of Ruby shortly enough. They really like to do that shit. Damn, this thing does so much damage. Another damn carrot. Lana store. Another store. Yeah, maybe I'll actually do that on stream. Maybe I'll run and do a couple floors, because I'd like to level up that chopper synth spirit and then give that to Ruby. I think that would help. More monsters. Pushcart of fruit. Basker store. Everybody's got stores, man. Stores for days. Let's see. Oh, my Drance feather. I believe I just got a new one, though. I did. I even have a spare. Boy, I had a moment where I thought I was just going to pitch off the edge there and fall into the spikes. But that's not a thing this game does. Startled me. I was like, oh god! Okay, let's take this. Then we'll leave temporarily. We're going to go level up. First, we should save. Saved. And we're going to go to the other area. We're going to go to the Divine Beast Cave. Maybe I should have grabbed some repair powder. Oh well. I can do a couple floors at least. Back to the start. Beth is going to be dying in one hit. Except for you, maybe. Oh, a tram oil. That actually is great. Damn it, drink. Don't you dare poison me. Forgot that those guys poison. Oh, that'd be very frustrating. XP do these give? Yeah, not bad, actually. Considering they die in one hit, that's pretty convenient. Nope, we're just gonna do that. Don't want your shitty poison bat bread. also just chuck shit at you. Ah! I missed. Hit with that, though. The flying jerks. Okay, so we... Hold on, weapon. So this build-up... Wind and holy. Not thunder holy. Wind and holy. Speed, MP, and attack. But this is what I got currently on this. So if I break this down, mostly thunder. Got plenty of speed, endurance, and attack. And some MP. So really, what we want to do is give you wind. Because whatever I give you is going to carry over to, at least in part, her weapon. And that's what we're going to be aiming to do. Stock everybody up on the drinks. Excellent. Okay, let's go use this tram oil. I only ever made it back to this other one a single time, I think. Take the tram. Choo-choo. You know, those back wheels didn't look like they were moving. It's not oiled at all. It's still dying one hit. That's good. Good and convenient. A topaz, great. I thought that was a fire crystal, which would have been much less exciting. Okay. We can upgrade this. Gonna have to buy more winds and holies. A Cyclops. Hello. I am just trying to level up this stupid lower level sword in the most convenient way possible so that I can turn it into a synth sphere and then give it to Ruby, because I just got Ruby and her starter weapon is, well, I bought the platinum ring from the weapon shop in Queens, and it's not very much better, but at the very least I had this weapon that was already at a +2. I was like, oh, I can just try to turn it into a synth sphere. What I don't actually recall is if I can give one person synth sphere to somebody else. I didn't see any restriction around that, but it'll be an adventure. We'll find out when we get there. Well, this is extremely rude. Get down here. It was not at the time. I don't know if there's a way to get one for free. I have a pretty sizable amount of money, so I just bought it. It was like 2,500 monetary units, whatever they call them. And it's still not very good. It's really the main issue. So I'm just trying to get a synth sphere whipped up. And I realized I really should just have like a synth sphere on hand to make starter weapons less shitty. But I haven't been doing that. Also, welcome. How's it going? I still think it's funny that those back wheels don't seem to spin at all, despite having used the oil to allegedly... You can't rewind? I do not have the DVR enabled. That's actually an optional setting for on stream. And the main reason that I have made that choice is when I have watched in the past, of course, I knew that was going to happen. There can be a tendency if people, like their browsers refresh or whatever, that people slip out of being in current time in stream without realizing it, which leads to people having a larger delay than they expect. And then it can throw off like chatting expediency. And so I have chosen to sort of try to keep temporal consistency amongst viewers rather than having the sort of DVR ability to go back in time. I've thought... I have contemplated the costs and benefits of both sides. I've thought about turning it back on at various points in time. Because it can be nice. It also allows for taking clips, because there's actually a clip feature on YouTube, which is poorly thought out and doesn't work very well, but it does exist. But it requires the DVR to be active, of course. But yeah, that's the dealio. That's where we're at with that. You are, in fact, the first one to sort of lament the lack of the ability to go back, which is interesting. It is, at the very least, an interesting data point towards the idea that that is, in fact, a feature that people look for. I had not really had anybody reference or show a desire for that function on the channel. Might be worth putting it back up. Wow, I've gotten 2 stamina drinks, which is pretty nice. Although at this moment, I've just been stashing the stamina drinks anyway for a rainy day. Probably annoying boss fight at some point is really what that's being saved for. No, god damn it. I knew that was gonna happen. Fine. I'll just switch. Stand-in powder. Poison, the bane of my existence. I really want less bats. Can I have less bats? Yeah, that's totally understandable. Like I said, there's obvious benefits to having the rewind function enabled. Ow. And it just has not been... Did I just deal damage to the chest? I didn't even know that was an option. Oh no, that was the poison ticking. That's what the 4 was. Yeah, and it's something I go back and forth on. I don't really need glass, but that's fine. Did I get the skeleton key yet? I don't think I got the key. I don't have the key. We'll be back. Out of curiosity, do I have the bone rapier? I had previously had the bone rapier, but I do not at this time any longer have a bone rapier. The weapon that I normally use when I'm not trying to whip up a synth sphere to break, or break into a synth sphere, is I've been using the claymore. It has been my go-to. I have not gone through and looked up like the weapon trees and stuff. I know they exist. I remember, I mean, I had played this game long ago in the days of yore when it was, you know, newer. But I don't remember all that much about it, and I was trying to play it as sort of authentically and blind as I can. So I haven't been looking up any of the, like, this is the best weapon, or this is the best upgrade path, or, you know, anything of that nature. If you were sort of... I'm assuming that by your asking about the bone rapier, the bone rapier probably turns into one of the better weapons. I know that there's, like, 4 different in-game weapons. They end up turning into 4 tone. I also am running the enhanced mod, which I did not look up that much about the ramifications of that, so I don't know if the weapons are changed at the high level or anything. I don't know if there's much change to the trees or the paths or anything about the weapons. I don't know if that changes with the enhanced mod. I actually haven't seen that much of a difference with the enhanced mod, but again, I also don't remember all of what it was originally, so maybe there's some subtle things that I have seen but just didn't pick up on that it was different. I don't know if you're familiar with the enhanced mod at all or not, but there is an enhanced mod that I am running to questionable outcomes, honestly. I don't know what it's doing. It did make things look nicer. That's something it did. And honestly, if that's all it does, then that's good. But my understanding is it does add quite a bit of other things. Does some weird stuff to the save file, I guess. Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, exactly on the subject of the enhanced mod then. Yeah, so the bone rapier can actually function as the key. I did not know that. Interesting. That would explain exactly why you were asking about that, as I was asking about the skeleton key. That also answers the question of whether you're familiar with the enhanced mod, and some of the things that the enhanced mod does. Ooh, that was more stutter in the sound effect than I wanted. I haven't had the game freeze or anything at any given point in time, but that was a little discomforting. Oh yeah, that really does a lot of weapon hit point damage. That's right. Oh, and you do too. Bonk. Oh, hey, Kappa. Presumably you are out of rehearsal now. How has that gone? Okay, so the first episode was early on, not a proper display of what was happening. Because it wasn't until either the end of that episode or maybe even the next one, as I continued to complain about the shitty-ass performance I was getting, that it came to find out that I was missing a particular option so that I wasn't running the emulator in OpenGL at a shitty resolution. And so as soon as I switched it to running in DirectX 11 and was able to increase the resolution, all of a sudden, those settings made way more sense. And they actually did, in fact, improve the appearance dramatically. I just had not had my emulator set up correctly to do good things. So, essentially, the long and short of it was user error. It was user error. I had been doing things incorrectly. Once I got that resolved, it was like... Honestly, it was like putting on glasses when you need glasses and you haven't been wearing it for a while, and you're like, oh my god, I can see again. Hey Gus, how's it going? Oh, it's going pretty well. I'm curious, Cyclops, if you would allow me some on-the-spot polling. I assume you have not been here before. I don't recognize your name, but it's possible that you were here prior to YouTube switching how they displayed everybody. I don't believe that's true, but one, welcome. But also, I'd be curious how you found the channel, how you came about. Presumably, probably we're looking up Dark Cloud. That seems the most likely circumstance, but I would love to know, because I sure do love data and analytics that help the channel. Welcome, Bulma's Inside Thigh Sweat. That's a funny name. Hello, Bulma. Okay, so it was this game. Would I consider Dark Cloud a hidden gem? I would absolutely consider Dark Cloud a hidden gem. Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 both incredible, obviously. And also some of those games that, I'm old enough to have played when they were first coming out. I don't think I played them when they first came out, but I have no idea what brought them across my attention at the time, because I would have been relatively, I would have been in my teenage years. So you just do shit when you're a teenager. You don't really do, you're not, I don't know, it's not the same, now that I'm an adult with a fully functioning brain, I keep track of trends and what's upcoming and all of this stuff. But when I was a teenager, I don't know, stuff just came across my attention, and I didn't have social media because it was, the year 2000, I believe, is when this game came out. But I really like Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2. Honestly, I intended, what I really was going to be playing first was, I was planning to play Dark Cloud 2, is really what got stuck in my brain like a few months back. I was like, man, I really want to play Dark Cloud 2. And obviously I was like, I'll stream Dark Cloud 2 because I stream. So obviously you try to play the games you're most excited about on stream, which is really frustrating if you have a game you really want to play and you're like, ooh, it's itching at the back of your mind. You're like, ooh, I can play some Dark Cloud 2. It's like, no. And so, long story short, I was like, oh, I'll play Dark Cloud 2. And then I stumbled across this, the enhanced mod to Dark Cloud 1, which I did not know existed. And so I was like, well, I guess I've got to do Dark Cloud 1 first. And so this is precisely what I am doing. Which I'm still I'm still maybe more excited about playing Dark Cloud 2, because Dark Cloud 2, at least from my memories, it has been quite a few years since I played Dark Cloud 2. But Dark Cloud 2, I feel, is a little better. It refined the formula a little bit. It smoothed out some of the rough edges. It feels a little bit more, it's a little bit more of a tighter gameplay loop. There are less characters, so you get a little bit more invested. Yeah, refined, exactly. It's a little more refined. There's less characters. There's a little bit more going on with each character, because right now, with each character having like one weapon type, right? Switching characters is more of like switching your weapon than switching characters, because like I need a ranged weapon, so I'll switch to Zhao, who has a slingshot. I need a melee weapon, so I'll switch to the melee weapon. I need this guy specifically to open a door, so I'll switch to that guy, and otherwise I ignore him because I don't like his attacks. But that's the more of the vibe in this one, whereas Dark Cloud 2, you've got some more going on with the characters. You've got at least 2 weapons, and then, like, I don't quite remember how the third piece of the weapon comes into play, because, like, the main character has a gun, and he has a wrench, so he's got a melee and a ranged weapon, but also he has a mech. I don't quite remember how the mech comes in, but also I am a sucker for a mech, so, like, also it's like a steampunk mech. So I'm a big fan of mechs, and so obviously that makes me love Dark Cloud 2. The town building, I think, is a little bit more robust as well, because in this game, it's obvious the vision they were going for, but there's not a whole lot that you can really do with the town building. It's a fun part of the game. I don't want to, like, poo-poo on it, but there's not much space for, like, creativity of, like, ooh, I've made a nice-looking town. There's not, like... It's pretty bare bones. The functionality is there. It's pretty neat, especially when I realized, before I started playing this, I was like, oh my god, this is, like, the progenitor to Cult of the Lamb, which I really liked Cult of the Lamb. It's a great game. That formula of I have a settlement and then I go do dungeon runs of Cult of the Lamb, like, this is, I think, the first take on that kind of premise, which I was like, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. I doubt this was at all an inspiration for Cult of the Lamb. Maybe. I would be shocked if it was. Just kind of, you know, that kind of convergent evolution, right? Like, 2 people have a similar idea, coming to that same sort of conclusion. You haven't played Cult of the Lamb? You should. It's a very good game. 1, it's a very good game. 2, the studio that makes Cult of the Lamb is just a cool group of people that are very, like, player focused. They are not they're not the sort of dickbag that you get out of the AAA experience. Like, it's nice to have I guess you'd classify them as an indie studio. I don't think they're not a huge studio. I'm not quite sure who does their publishing, but they're not AAA. They might be considered AA, but they're pretty close to indie, if nothing else. But they like listen to their player base. They have supported the shit out of their game. There is so much more content now than there was at the beginning of the Cult of the Lamb. So, like, if you haven't played Cult of the Lamb and you're at all into this sort of premise of you have a settlement that you deal with and then you have dungeon runs, the combat is like isometric, roguelike-y sort of action RPG style. I'm trying to think of examples. It's a little bit like Hades. Actually, that's a good example. Like Hades, its combat system is not in form terribly different from Hades combat. I think Hades combat is a little more refined. They nailed it on that one. But Cult of the Lamb is no slouch. And so you're doing dungeon runs like in that way, and then you come back and you have your cult to deal with. And it's a whole extra additional like side of the game. It's really, really good. There's tons and tons of content. Totally worth playing if you're into that sort of thing. Would definitely endorse that. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's really got that similar sort of. So I got soft locked in one of the ninjas. Oh, is that? Did that happen? I feel like I remembered that happening. The cult part is the best part. I do. The coolest thing about Cult of the Lamb actually was probably playing it as a streamer. Like, Cult of the Lamb is fun regardless, of course. But, oh my god, why do I have so many goddamn bananas? I don't need this much stuff. I should sell some stuff. Holy smokes. I don't need this. I don't need this much stuff. Man, oh man. Let me take a few of these to go sell. Oh, let me take an antidote amulet to actually use. Let me take a couple soaps to sell. I know. Well, and this is that, like, the old style where they were like, you know what? You're going to have an inventory limit. You can't just carry shit forever. What are you talking about? And it's like, why? Just let me carry stuff. It's a real bummer. But yeah, Cult of the Lamb was really fun to stream specifically. They did a really good job. So even when I was playing that, I believe I was already on YouTube. They have Twitch integration, which is helpful. But even without the direct integration, you can still involve the community. Like, you can name people after your community members. You can, like... It's just, there's something really enjoyable about doing that, because people just get, like, engaged. They get attached to themselves in the game. They, like, have requests. Like, you have people, you know, offering themselves up as tribute to be sacrificed. Like, it's really fun. I really enjoy that. It was one of my best streamed games. Cult of the Lamb is just draws people to it, like, on stream, because of that sort of interactive, engaging aspect of it. So it was a really good time. I have very fond memories with Cult of the Lamb, and at some point, I will have to get back to it, because they have continued to update it, and now they have added more Eldritch entities to interact with, and I'm all about the Eldritch entities around here, so... Wow, escape powder is cheap as shit. I should not bother keeping extras. Okay, just a little more are we going to be farming this weapon. I just wanted to get it to +5 so that I can put it onto what's-her-face's Ruby's weapon so that her weapon doesn't suck ass. Yeah, they just put out a big Woolhaven, I think was the name of it. Woolhaven update. Which I have on good authority. Seaweaver, if he's still hanging around. Big proponent of Cult of the Lamb, Seaweaver, and he was saying that it was very good update, and that I particularly would enjoy it because of my affinity towards Eldritch entities and storylines and such. And I mean, plus, it's, you know, it'd be a good game to get on stream again. It's been a couple years, I think, since I last ran through it. Maybe I can pull in some new folks for the channel. Although, I say that, but maybe it would work. I still, and you both, Bulma and Cyclops, you are both perfect examples of finding the old games can oftentimes like bring in new people better than the new games, because there's probably nobody else playing Dark Cloud but me. How do you pronounce my name? You can pronounce it Poe, like the author Edgar Allan Poe. Thank you for asking. I have cursed myself with a name that is both hard to search and hard to immediately understand how to pronounce. What? Oh, I was like, I saw the thing changing. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? It's like, oh, Kappa did the model demo thing for me. It's like, I didn't press anything. But I can't bring myself to, like, just make it simpler simply because I am bound by the rule of cool, I guess. I like the way it is, so I continue to shoot myself in the foot. Oh yes, the panda is also an option. Like the panda, like the author, like the Zelda ghost. Poe is all over the place. Don't you dare break my anti-poison amulet again. Understanding power. Magic power. So let's see, Bulma, you mentioned that you had been watching a video about Dark Cloud. What? I'm curious. Like, I assume you had not played this because you were asking if it was like a hidden gem. What do you know, like, what caught your attention about the video about Dark Cloud? Like, obviously I started streaming it, so of course I also have recently seen one of the, like, oh, Dark Cloud video things about, like, oh, this game was great in the past and nobody knew about it, because obviously I started playing the game, and so YouTube was like, oh, you wanna see something about this, right? And so I was like, no, I'm good. I'm playing it right now. I'm curious if, like, if you know what weird chain of events may have gotten you to getting that recommendation, or if it just, you know, you searched it out or it came across something. I always find the ways people end up where they're at, like within the algorithms or within the YouTube rabbit holes, to be very interesting. Sometimes it's entirely indecipherable, and also, the YouTube algorithm kind of sucks ass. It has gotten worse. It has definitely been becoming worse. Oh, I'm almost done. Or am I done? Nope, one more XP. Get out of here, you damn bat. Okay. Weapon. Upgrade. Yes. Now, of course, the moment of truth. So now we can status break this. The question is, can we equip that onto not his weapons? I'm hoping we can. Customize. Oh, you played. Okay. Gotcha. Did I just throw that away accidentally? My topaz! No! Oh, that's a tragedy. Okay, well, that improves that dramatically, which really heightens my mood significantly over my unfortunate demise. Because I was trying to put it here. I think it ended up here. Unnecessary items. My topaz was not unnecessary. Well, I appreciate you hopping over here. But yes, I agree that this is definitely... yes, total happiness has increased, so I will allow it to slide. So how does this work? How does this go for our... Wow, it still needs more speed. Oh, wait. It has... that doesn't take into consideration the new changes. No, I'll need to level that up first. Oh, I came back to farm a weapon so that the genie's weapon didn't suck quite so bad, is specifically why I had just come back here. Oh, nice. That's all. I just was doing some... Oh, speaking of the Bone Raper, some ABS farming. Because she couldn't kill anything, and it annoyed me. Wind. And so I'm just gonna get the last couple ABS for her so that I can, there we go. Weapon. Upgrade, yes. And now, what do these look like? Okay, so they both need MP. This just needs Holy. This needs Holy and Wind. Nope, that's Thunder. I never remember which... well, that... this... Okay. That's Wind, so we can get Wind. Oh, and MP. That's a delightful addition to her stuff. Alright, now we can get out of here. Oh, yes. Specifically, I came back here. Press up, down for a surprise. Change current time. Oh, my God. That's so convenient. I didn't know that was... That must be an enhanced option thing, isn't it? Oh, my God. That's the best. That's a good surprise. That's a good-ass surprise. Right. So why I initially did that was because this game, every time you get a new character, after like a couple floors of having gotten them, they like to give you a floor where you're locked into using that specific character. And I didn't want to be locked into using Ruby when her weapon sucked. So I was like, I'm going to go fix this before. Yeah, the door crystal took me a minute to remember how that's supposed to work, because I was like, why won't this stupid thing work? Well, it's because I had switched to the ice one and not the fire one, and it was well, that didn't work. So that was a oopsie. It took me a bit. I did get around to understanding it, however, eventually. Alright, well, it's not this floor yet, since there are dioramas, clearly. Wow! On this floor, using a weapon reduces ABS. Bruh. Bruh. Why have you done this to me? That's such rude behavior. The slingshot's so good. man, that's so helpful. That's incredibly helpful. I don't actually know what's effective against anybody here in particular, except for the ice guys. Obviously, fire is effective on the ice guys, but... I always feel like it's a little non-obvious in a lot of cases what element you really want to be looking for. Well, in the original game, it was such a pain in the ass to go switch the attribute that obviously you just wouldn't worry about it. And you're like, ah, well, this one will generally be good, and then you roll with it. Lamp. I love lamp. Oh my god, I thought I was behind the pillar. I wasn't. You know, I was kind of wondering if he'd be easier to fight with a melee weapon, and I don't think that is the case. God damn, that did a lot of damage to the weapon. I should not do that. Free water. Top everybody up. Delicious. I wish that one of the things they had done with the enhanced version was make those automatically heal everybody in the party instead of just the active person. Maybe that's possible, obviously, depending on the way the... Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that element. Did I get the key? The cabin key? Nope. Hold on. Thunder. Wind. Oh. Yes. We got it. Ooh. Man, that's pretty rude. Immediately putting in a crystal to hit that... Oh, a treasure key. God. That's the second treasure key that I have gotten this entire game. They are so stingy with treasure keys. I just have to deal with that shit and hope I don't get poisoned. Nope, we're not doing that again. That was so much damage. Hook. Man, it's funny, Cyclops, that you mentioned the soft locking, because I had forgotten that happened. now I keep thinking about it whenever I get like the floor exit. I was like, man, that did freaking happen. And it makes me wonder if that was an enhanced mod thing, or if you could literally like soft lock your ass in the original game. I mean, it could have just been a possibility. Ah, my bones! There we go. I forgot how to switch targets when I have somebody locked on, so I was just trying to get him in between me and my target. Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. I never trust these stupid things. I don't know if there's actually a way to read which one is, like, what the effect might be, but I never trust them. I just stopped stepping on them. There were too many times where they did a bunch of damage to my weapon, and I was like, screw it! Pretty sure it happened because of the mod. Yeah, I have absolutely no way of knowing. Certainly could have been. Mods do have a tendency to do that sort of thing. I am kind of just impressed that somebody did make this mod. I'm always surprised that, like, I mean, I love this game, so it makes sense that somebody would also love it enough to do this, but, like, that's a lot of effort for a game that is not that widely known. Yeah, flapping fish. Too bad this floor sucks. Do not wish to use the flapping fish on this floor. I mean, I guess I could just run over there and gather up the chests real quick. Flapping fish to go rotten on me. I've already had 2 other fish rot on me. Chances for those sweet, sweet gems are hard to resist. What the heck. We just won't gain any XP. That just... gross. Damn those googly eyes, man. A maybe unfun fact, but all anglerfish that look that look like this anglerfish, right? This sort of dangly anglerfish, female anglerfish. Because male anglerfish are functionally parasites. They're very strange. Hey, a turquoise. Oh my god, Ni no Kuni was made by the same people. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. Actually, I enjoyed Ni no Kuni. Ni no Kuni 1, I liked better than Ni no Kuni 2. I believe Ni no Kuni 2... okay, well, this is very annoying. Was, quite a bit different. I shouldn't say quite a bit different. There's a lot similar out of Ni no Kuni 2 as Ni no Kuni 1, but I believe the development was quite different, because I believe... So, Ni no Kuni 1 had direct involvement with Studio Ghibli, which was very cool. I believe Ni no Kuni 2 did not, question mark. From what I remember having played them both, I felt like the second one did not indicate in the same way that it had direct involvement from Studio Ghibli. The town building in 2. I don't remember town building in the second one. I'm sure it was there. I guess that, honestly, I guess that's the big thing that with Ni no Kuni 2 versus 1. I felt Ni no Kuni 1 was memorable. Like, I remember Ni no Kuni 1. And Ni no Kuni 2, I don't, like, it has not struck me as the same level of, like, enchanting and memorable. I just played it because, you know, I did. I didn't have a bad time. I finished it. Ooh, 2 gemstones. What a good day. But it didn't like stick with me. Yeah, no worries, Cyclops. And, you know, some of that may just be the challenges of sequels, right? Like, Ni no Kuni 2 might have been sort of a lot of the same as 1, but, like, I remember 1 being interesting and, like, engaging and charming, and Ni no Kuni 2 is just kind of, like, there. Having said that about sequels, though, like, I think Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 are sort of obvious exemptions to that rule, because I think Dark Cloud 2 stuck with me better than Dark Cloud 1 did. So, obviously, that's not a hard and fast universal rule. So, yeah. But Ni no Kuni 1 was really charming. I really liked Ni no Kuni 1. I thought Ni no Kuni 1 was really cool, specifically because of its tie with Studio Ghibli, which I love Studio Ghibli. Pretty much everything Studio Ghibli has done. I say that. There's several movies of Studio Ghibli's that I haven't watched because they seem like they might be a bit more of a downer than I want to have to go through at any given point in time. But that being said, I really do like Studio Ghibli, and I thought Ni no Kuni was really cool because you could really feel the influence of Studio Ghibli. There's a lot of things about Studio Ghibli and the way it presents stuff that are so subtle, like, that you would never really sit down and clearly write out, like, oh, this is a thing Studio Ghibli does. But when you see, when you start playing a game like Ni no Kuni and you're like, oh, Studio Ghibli was involved, I don't know, there's a certain charm and quirk and style that suddenly you're like, oh yeah, that's Studio Ghibli. Like, oh, I can feel it. I can see it. I can sense it. And you really could with Ni no Kuni. And I thought that was delightful. I do not remember if I had streamed Ni no Kuni or not. I might have just played Ni no Kuni on my own. I certainly don't have the VODs for it if I did stream it. You know, I think that's fair. I had quite a few years on you, because I remember you mentioned I'm like 29 now. Well, I'm 39, so I would have been much more of a teenager when playing those and much not a kid. So I would have been right in the right ballpark to sort of more actively understand what the hell I was trying to accomplish, and like understanding and appreciating like the increased sort of complexity that Dark Cloud 2 had over Dark Cloud 1, which I very much liked. My inventory is so full. So full. Why do I keep getting bananas? They are just burying me in bananas. My good people. Please. Please stop with the bananas. Alright, we got some new stuff. Oh, right. I never did put down the roads. King wanted roads. Let me give you some roads. Let's move you 1. More roads. Man, I had a pretty rough time. I agree with your perspective on the nicer loot pools, because I had a rough time in my first dungeon of this game. I got like 1 weapon drop, and which was crazy. Like the whole first dungeon, I got like 1 weapon drop, if I remember correctly. It was like 1 or 2. I think I got a gladius and a bone rapier. And like that was it, maybe. And then I came back to do some farming like off stream later. I think it was off stream, just to try to, you know, get stuff going so that I didn't have to do quite so much tooling around and doing boring stuff on stream. And I was like, I got like 4 weapons. I was trying to remember the first time through if you can have duplicate weapons, because like I had gotten the bone rapier and I didn't see another one ever again, and I was like, I thought you could get multiples, but maybe I just got the one and like that's filled that bone rapier slot forever. Maybe that's why I haven't seen any more. It's like, no, I just had terrible loot drop luck. And then I went back to farm and I was like, they're just throwing weapons at me. I was like, oh, gladiuses, oh, bone rapiers. It's like I got something else as well. Like I got a couple saxes, I think. That's when I got like the first buster. So I was like, oh my god, they're so generous. It's like, why did this not happen the first time? I'm not gonna eat the bananas. I don't need it. The bananas are terrible items. Well, they're not terrible. They're just weird. Oh, is that enough? Hello. Because they heal you in the present day enhanced stream. Yes. The present day, this very enhanced stream, I had terrible luck. I got 1 or 2 weapons out the gate. I did get Steve, though. I got like a couple weapons for Tone, and I did get Steve. I can't complain about Steve. Steve is a delight. Yeah, I think I complained about it maybe the start of the 2nd episode, or whenever I had taken a break and did the farming. Well, maybe it was like the episode 3 that I came back, and I like right out of the gate I was like, you guys won't believe this. What I found while I was farming, just like buried in weapons. It's like, this is crazy. Well, that was pleasant. I found a fluffy donut. I do love a good fluffy donut. All right. Well, anyway, back to adding these things. So you get this. You get this. You get this. I do not have the other thing. You get a cart. You get a cart. Found offspring. Don't you doubt me, Gus. Don't you do it. What is the front of this place? I don't know where you actually want to be. So you're going to go there. Till I figure it out. Another store. I feel like the little cart guys should be together, right? That feels a little markety, right? We got markets. You don't even know if this game has cheats. I don't think so. I technically have the cheats enabled because you have to enable the cheats to make the enhanced mod work. Like, it's part of how that works. But I don't know otherwise if there is any. Man, I really should have saved some of those gourds for Ruby. She is way behind on the waterfront. When did I start playing games? All right, well, this is a fun story. I probably technically had been playing games from a very, very young age. Because I had some friends who had an original Nintendo that I would go over and play with them at their house. I never had an original Nintendo. I started with my own system being the Super Nintendo, which was very funny. So let's hold on. I gotta remember when the Super Nintendo came out. Super Nintendo release. When did the Super Nintendo come out? Tell me, Wikipedia. 1991 in North America. So that would have also been when I was 5, when it came out. I don't know if we got it immediately in 1991. It was probably not too long after that, actually, when we got it. Because it was actually very funny. So the way I ended up with a Super Nintendo was I had seen a big-ass model for a Millennium Falcon that was at Toys R Us. I was like, ooh, I want a big-ass model of the Millennium Falcon from Toys R Us. I said completely eloquently at the age of 5, apparently. Except I definitely would not have wanted a giant-ass model at the age of 5. I would not have finished that model, so regardless, we'll set that aside. my wild-ass aspirations aside. I talked to my dad. I was like, I want that model, and so I don't really know why, because it wasn't like a special occasion as far as I know. I don't know. My dad, we went to Toys R Us shortly thereafter, and we're just like at Toys R Us tooling around, blah blah, and we got to a point where my dad was like, oh, you know, oh, that's what I was trying to remember what I was going to do. I need to go drop off shit. I need to go to the depot. That's the other area. And he was like, you know, would you like to have that, or would you rather have a Super Nintendo? To which I think I answered, duh. I believe that might have actually been the thing I said. And he was like, what does that mean? I was like, the Super Nintendo. It's like, I believe that was exactly how the exchange went. Would you rather have a Super Nintendo or the Millennium Falcon model? Duh. What does that mean? Super Nintendo. Okay. So we get said Super Nintendo. We bring Super Nintendo home. I am thrilled with Super Nintendo. Ecstatic. Like, this was an incredible day. I did not have any concept of, you know, the fact that the Super Nintendo was probably like 3 to 4 times the price of the Super Nintendo, or the model, and most importantly, what I was not aware of for many years, like until many years later, was that my mom and my dad had apparently been in discussions for whether they were even going to let us play video games, like for us to have a video game console in the house. I had a friend with a regular Nintendo, and I was allowed to play that. Like, it wasn't a big deal. But I guess they had been in discussions of whether they were going to allow us to own a game system in the house. And that conversation had not been completed when my dad brought my ass home with a Super Nintendo. And so that's very funny in retrospect, because even like 30 years later, bringing this story up gets my mom heated, who my mom does not really get heated about anything. She's very, like, mild-mannered, very chill, like, whatever. But, like, this whole thing happened, and I guess there was a significant bout about this whole thing. Yeah, it's like the only thing that makes my mom mad. And so they had the whole thing of like, I don't know. They did it behind closed doors. We didn't know about it. I didn't know that they were yelling at each other about this or whatever. But from our understanding, this was like the thing that got everybody super duper upset. She's just like, we hadn't decided that was gonna be okay. And it's like, here I am, I'm like playing the Super Nintendo in the living room because I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever had. And she was like, oh my god. And so that's how I got the Super Nintendo as my first console. back in the days of yore. And it was very, very funny. I always had to try to reassure my mom in retrospect, at least, because, like, man, I went into computer engineering. I built computers. I got, like, you gotta, part of that's because I played video games in my youth. Like, where I am is partially because of that. It all ended up good. Don't worry about it. Like, it was good in the end, but, like, it was a whole thing. Also very funny. I don't need to do it that way. I can just speedy check in. Toss that shit in there. Do I want to deposit a couple of these? I don't really need to carry 50 billion of these things all over the place. My inventory is too small. So yeah, then it just became a whole thing. So yeah, it started with Super Nintendo. Obviously, first game we got was Super Mario Brothers. I believe it came with the Super Nintendo at the time. Which, kind of crazy that consoles don't, by their very nature, come with a game anymore. Like, what the hell? What's up with that? Also, I think I've forgotten to save for a while. Not too bad. To get the 2 pocket items from Naroon? I think so. I think I got one I got 1 pocket item from Naroon, and I think I got 1 pocket from Matataki. How am I blending eye? Yeah, it's like a special bundle release that you can get with current consoles. Like, it's a special bundle, not like the default buy a thing, get... Check the mayor's home. Where the hell is it? It's over here. It is terrible. It's all... Okay, so it's actually kind of annoying, right? It's all a matter of perspective. God damn it, they hit a gourd right there. Right? Because technically, I can also perceive of a circumstance where it's like, I want the option to buy a system without the game, right? Because, like, what if you're in a position where your system dies? I'm just freaking hiding boxes out of sight. Oh my god. These assholes. Ooh, these assholes. I mean, thanks. I'm glad you pointed that out. Damn, it did not actually enhance my attachment pocket size, but it still does help. Anyway, I was saying, I can imagine a world where you have a situation where you want to buy a console without a game, right? And then, if you could only buy a console with a game, that sure would be annoying. That exists. And so, essentially, to accommodate both circumstances, right? You have the, well, you can, like, buy the game and the console as a bundle, or you buy the console alone. But it's a matter of presentation, right? Because it's like, oh, the base console purchase is $500 and it has a game, we'll say. Just for example, right? I don't know what console pricing is like, or what it will be like, or what it was like necessarily. I don't remember anymore. But it's like $500, you get the console and the game, and if you just need the console, it's at a discount. It's $450, right? That's one way to do it. Or the way that every company ever has chosen to do it is they're like, it's $500 for just the console, plus also more for the game. And that one, feels worse because they're charging you more, which sucks. But also, and maybe it's not that big an issue, we do have a lot more tech literate folks, but like, I just like, it's so easy for, maybe it was more of an issue for me when I was young, right? Maybe it's not as much of an issue now because most people who are having kids and whatever, far more tech literate than before. But like, making enormous mistakes for gift giving in the tech sphere is one of those things that like I find so, I like, not cringe in the way of like, wow, I can't believe you do that cringe, but rather like it makes me like internally cringe at the idea of someone just not knowing well enough and then just like thinking about that situation of like the grandma who was, you know, had the barest information of like, hey, can you buy this game? And then, you know, like if somebody told somebody, hey, my kid really wants Mario Party, right? Grandma's like, got it, Mario Party. And then grandma goes to the game store and finds out there's 8 Mario Parties. Suddenly, you have a real big issue, right? Like, that sort of thing. And it's just like, I can just see so many households who at some point in time, somebody bought them a game console and didn't know they needed to get a game, and there's a kid on Christmas sitting with their console and no game, and it's Christmas and everywhere's closed, and oh my god, this is just like, this hypothetical situation is just the worst, right? Like, I don't know, I hate things that are like that are too confusing for like people to effectively navigate without insider knowledge. And you know, on that subject, actually, I've recently been watching through, I don't remember whose channel it is, but I keep coming across where he's having his normie wife play video games for the first time. Totally normie. She doesn't play games very frequently. Like, she doesn't, that's like just not a thing that she does. Except now, she has actually played quite a few games because he keeps subjecting her to this. So she's done like Destiny 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Cyberpunk, Skyrim. And it's essentially this experiment where he puts her in front of it and he just like watches and takes notes for like a week or whatever. And so she plays 1 hour a day for a week, and he's just like taking notes. And he's not dropping hints. He's not doing a bunch of stuff to like shepherd her through. It's just an experiment of like, what is this experience like? And it's really interesting to see like how much video game logic internally, not about buying games or whatever or making those mishaps. I've slightly sidestepped now, but like video game logic is something that you get used to by playing video games, and something that like we have been engrossed in for decades now, right? Like, we just do this shit. This is expected. This is how this like industry works. And to see somebody who's just like not involved and like is doing this stuff for the first time, it's such a shock to the system. Destiny 2 especially made my disdain for like live service games as a service sort of games go I already have a lot of disdain for games as a service, sort of like live service forever games, right? Most of them are terrible. A few are good. Most of them are terrible. But like, it went skyrocketing just to watch somebody who doesn't play games, and their first game is like, here's Destiny 2. It's really popular. Have a play. And like, oh my god, just navigating menus, the pop-ups, the shit about like battle passes, daily logins, rewards, currencies, like all of this just bombardment of in-group technical shit is shocking. Like, I just zone out past all of this stuff, right? We all do. We've seen it a million times. We know it's coming. We know the stupid end-user license agreements, the privacy policies, the 8 stupid things you have to accept when you launch an online game and just, work your way through, and then finally, creating a character and then doing this. And we all know that if we want to have the best experience, maybe we should look up online what each class is for the new characters. What's the difference? Which one might I want to play? We all know that. But to watch somebody who's not, is trying to get into the hobby for the first time was like, it was like getting splashed with cold water. And it's just like, oh my God, the user interfaces have gotten so bad. And I just sort of accepted and worked past it because I could just do that because I'm used to it or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, these are atrocious. How is anybody expected to get into the hobby of video games when that could be their first introduction? The level of tutorials, Super Nintendo games, that era was so much better at bringing you along. The original Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, Mario 3, those games, Nintendo was so good at shepherding you from, I don't know what I'm doing in video games at all, to at the very least, I'm good at this game by the end of it. Their curve of learning and difficulty, they're good at that. They deserve their flowers for being able to bring somebody in and without beating you over the head with tutorial pop-ups. I knew it. I knew the Ruby only floor was coming. I knew it. And that's why I went and farmed and I prepped, because I didn't want to have to do this with a damaged 22 weapon. It was 25. It wasn't 22, it was 25. But regardless, it was shitty. Yeah, Cyclops, honestly, I hadn't thought about it because everybody I hang out with is at least generally familiar with games. And then suddenly just this idea of somebody trying to get into something new and it being incredibly difficult and painful. I was like, God, no wonder these freaking AAA studios deserve all of the scorn they get. They have just simply forgotten how to do games. They are just not good game companies anymore. I feel like fire is probably the choice for these, but I don't actually have fire on this particular weapon. I'm sad that Ruby doesn't fly. She was floating around all over the place earlier. Now that we get to play as her, she doesn't float. What a bummer. Well, shit. Read comments, mimic. Jesus. Sad seeing so much corporate greed shown in newer games. Sure is. Let me tell you, if you like complaining about corporate greed, you're in the right place. That's one of my favorite pastimes. I'm not gonna do it too bad right now. But yes. The degree to which games, movies, every sort of entertainment stuff has been commodified at this point is so disappointing. And games I can't even say that games in particular. Well, actually I do think it games in particular have been particularly, like, devastated by it because of the time people invest in games. Like, it's harder to ruin movies to quite the same extent, right? Because you can't stop a movie at a movie theater. I don't want to give any streaming places ideas, right? I don't want to give them any ideas, but like at a movie theater, you can't stop the movie to like immediately try to upsell somebody to a microtransaction, right? You can't. That's not a thing. With games, bad news, you can at any given point in time just like stop and be like, oh, or like a day one DLC, a day one microtransactions. Like, there's so much more time and like touch points of a player for you to ruin their day. Well, and especially it's like not only that, but it gives you the opportunity to implement so many more psychological manipulations, right? To inconvenience the player, to hook them with something that like they like, but make it more and more inconvenient and then sell them the solution. You can't really do that with a book, with a movie, with a show, with music. Games are unique in the ability to manipulate your player base into having just a good enough time to keep playing, but no, I knew what that was. I wanted to throw that in the trash, but I wasn't in the trash option. Right? Anyway, so games are actually uniquely positioned to screw people over. And that sucks. That sucks. Because I like games, but I certainly do not like getting screwed over. Also, I forgot to give this to Zhao. I don't need the banana. The banana makes me thirsty. Stop trying to shove the banana down my throat. So the one thing that is sort of the saving grace of games, the counterbalance, as it were, to that sort of unfortunate aspect of just, you know, it being so easy to screw, is that games are also in a position to be the most accessible to create, right? There are so many free or extremely inexpensive platforms to make games on, right? Unity, Godot, even Unreal, RPG Maker even, right? There's so many options for individuals or independent artists to get involved in making games that the indie scene is the saving grace. Because the publishers, the AAAs, the bullshit capitalists just keep shoveling shit. But fortunately, I keep hitting the wrong button. Fortunately, there are plenty of independent people making really great stuff all over the place. And I don't see that that will be stopped anytime soon. You can code some games with AI. I don't think you should, but yes. That being said, the coding assistant AIs are AIs that I have less of an issue with. But does Goro already have it? Yes, Goro does already have one of those. Now I have 2 of those. I don't even really like Goro, so... Well, I can sell them, I suppose. Hook. It's like, what the hell am I using to get out of here? Yeah, I think I'm perfectly fine to continue onward. Well, honestly, I was mostly rambling at this point. AAA suck. Indies are great. It's easy to get into making games. If you want to make games, you should try it. I hate AI, but coding assistant AIs are not like the worst implementation of AI. It's not as bad as like straight LLM or like typical generative AI. Though, that being said, I do think there are issues with trying to use coding AI just because you do not learn how to do things by utilizing AI. It's an issue. Yeah, so that's something I have to navigate a lot at work. For those of you new, I'm a software quality engineer at a software contract place. And my place of work really likes to push the idea of like AI is the future and shit. And I do not care for that. Even coding assistants, even coding assistants that are not the worst form of AI. It's reasonable to have coding assistants. I do, however, have some serious concerns with the long-term... there's a lot of levels of concern. The nature of its training, the energy consumption, the fact that it is trying to further move overall wealth from, you know, people who do work to those who just own capital. A lot. If we can ignore all of those for a second, there's an additional long-term concern with things like coding assistants, because even at work, they like to talk about how, like, oh, you know, you're all senior developers. You can use this coding assistant. You can talk to him and use it as though it were like your junior developer, right? It can do some of the menial labor and basic shit, and then you don't have to deal with that anymore. My problem is that this idea is extremely short-sighted, and I have a lot of issues with that as a premise, and that's something that's broadly true for AI use at works, because like a lot of places are eliminating their entry-level jobs, right, to be done by AI. Ow. The problem, of course, with this is that your senior people that are utilizing the AI as a junior whatever, as your entry-level grunt, will not always be there. And then if you lose your senior people, you no longer have senior people because you are not bringing in junior level people to become senior level people by doing all of the grunt work. The AI is doing all the grunt work, but not gaining experience, not becoming a better, like, more complete, knowledgeable person. It's just the same AI. Like, you will run out of senior people if you believe that you need a senior person to evaluate and ensure the AI is doing something useful, which you do. You will run out of them, and then you have not made replacement senior people. You just You just run out after a generation. Like, what do you expect to happen? Like, they're just not like filling in all of the experienced people with new experienced people. They're just, it's exactly like, it's very frustrating because it's essentially like lots of people climbed the ladder to be skilled, and then AI just cuts off the bottom of the ladder. They're like, oh, well, now we've got AI, we'll just cut off the bottom of the ladder. And it's like, everybody else keeps climbing up the ladder, right? That was already on the ladder, but nobody else can get on the ladder anymore. And it's like, what do you expect to happen down the line? It's well, I mean, it's fairly clear that those with all, you know, those with the wealth at the moment are all in on putting forward that, like, AI will be the eventual solution for everything, and they'll just not have to pay anybody to do anything. Hello, let's see, Dakota Miller. Thank you very much. Welcome. They just don't believe that will be a problem because they'll just solve all the problems. But of course, the issue with that is that if we gave the benefit of the doubt, right, that AI could actually do all of the jobs, it can't. But if we steel man the shit out of it and we grant them that, that's not good, because we don't have a society structured in such a way that, like, all of the people that are no longer doing those jobs get to continue to exist. Like, that's an issue. Like, if we built things from the start, if we built society, the structure of, like, our community, and I mean, like, capital C community is, like, everybody in, I don't know, the world, the country, whatever you want to consider it. Like, you need a universal basic income, free housing, free healthcare, you need all that shit in place so that everybody that is displaced from their jobs or can no longer find new jobs just gets to keep existing, because, well, we all of that labor is now done otherwise. But, like, we're not doing that way because capitalist freaking oligarchs are bullshit. And so that's what we get instead of them trying to steal everything from us. Again. Anyway, you know, I said I wasn't going to complain about capitalism, but here I am. I couldn't escape it. It was inevitable. I can't be stopped. I can't avoid it. So yeah, it's very frustrating. All of that stuff. How did I even get here? Oh, that's right. Using AI as, like, coding assistant for games. That's kind of where we dovetailed into here. I think you can do that, but I am concerned about your ability to learn anything to, like, continue to become, like, greater at what you were doing. What is the avatar? I am technically a, like, Eldritch intelligence. So, sure, let's... This actually dovetails nicely. When I originally had created my character and what I was streaming as, I used the term AI. I did the artificial intelligence. It was originally it was an artificial personality. That was the whole bit. By bit, I don't lean into it very hard, but that was, you know, the spirit of the thing originally. And then 2023 happened and AI became bullshit. And so I was like, it's time for a rebrand. But I liked most everything else. So I was like, we got to bend a little bit. So if you assume that you have an artificial intelligence that is intelligent and, like, actually a person, similar to how a human can get their hands on a Necronomicon and be given forbidden knowledge and then end up, you know, in other realms, there's no reason to believe that you cannot also have a digital intelligence get their hands on forbidden knowledge and end up in a similar parallel existence. And that's me. A digital intelligence that has ended up in the outside with forbidden knowledge of what is, you know, truth and out there and blah, 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 as it were. Let me explode myself. Somehow I knew it was going to be explosion. But I always guess poison because I hate being poisoned. Hey, a hard shooter. Yes, people are becoming far too reliant on... Well, only some people are becoming far too reliant. There are certain, like, connections and avenues, certain subsets of people that are far too attached. Especially in avenues that AI has no reason to be. Especially in anything relating to, well, any human connection replacement is abomination, in my opinion. This premise of, you know, your AI girlfriends, your AI friends, your AI therapists, all of that, absolutely disgusting, vile to me. Like, abomination beyond, like, understanding. Interdimensional is also an accurate terminology for what my character. But because that's people pushing the idea of connection via AI are psychopaths. They do not understand what it means to be human. They are actually subhuman, like, in the sense of not, you know, not in the sense of, like, you know, they are cattle, but rather they are subhuman because they lack some of the basic functionality to be a functioning human. Like, they are not functional. And it's frustrating, of course, because I do not necessarily blame people who fall into trying to use AI for those tools. I think they should not do that if possible. But people are lonely because of a lot of things. Yes, exactly. I was getting to that. It's not vile of people to want that connection and to end up in those situations because they are lonely and options are limited and they are sold bullshit. Like, it's bad. It's like for them. Like, people die actually because of this shit. And like, that's not directly their fault. The people I will blame are like freaking Zuckerberg, who just has directly talked about how you'll just replace friends with AI friends and it will be just as meaningful, which just reveals how bereft his life is of human interaction. Yeah, well, and the thing is, Dakota, you are not the first person that I have had in chat as I was ranting about these sorts of things that have mentioned being addicted to chatbots. Like, you are not alone in that regard, and it is like people being preyed upon by just the worst greedy pieces of shit the world has ever seen, that like are so lacking in their own human connection that they find this to be an acceptable replacement when it's simply not. Like, it's not. And there are so many things that could be happening to actually do anything for people to improve the world, in the sense of like bringing people together, building societies that like lean on people. so that you can, like, interact. And what's crazy, I don't necessarily know if you're all in the US. I am in the US. I recently visited, I say recently, it's been a couple years now, but I visited Australia, Melbourne. And it was a delightful visit, and it was like, it really is a shock to go to, like, Europe or Australia or almost anywhere else that isn't the US, and to see the very different way, like, stuff is set up. Like, things are even just a little bit more human-centric. Like, there are community spaces. You can just be in community spaces. You can meet people. You can talk to people. They're friendly. Like, you just build communities, right? But the US is, like, specifically structured to make your life solitary and miserable. And it's like, we could just not do that, and people wouldn't be as lonely. That's not the button. Yeah, there are places to exist without spending money. It's just easier to be around other people. A common term that gets used for that is third places, but I don't really like using the term third places anymore. I learned more about, like, the originator of that third places, like, movement and term, and he was a racist piece of shit. So that's unfortunate. But that premise of just being, like, meeting the people around you and having a way to live amongst other people, and, like, a solidarity towards trying to, you know, make a life amongst others is something that the US does not do and really should do more of, because that would help a lot. It would help in several ways. One, it makes you less lonely, but another issue, of course, being lonely is a lot of the lonely people are lonely because they suck. That's not everybody. I don't want to, like, morally state, but, like, a lot of people online, right? Some of the loudest people who are, like, the, you know, male loneliness epidemic, and then you go to their Facebook and they just hate women, they hate themselves, they hate everybody that's not them, and they're an ultra alpha chat or whatever, and it's like, oh, that's why you're lonely, man. But being, you know, in a being in a community would also help in that circumstance, because, you know, you have to meet people and you learn to, like, be friendlier, and you can be shamed out of being a shitbag. Community is good for all kinds of things. This guy is killing my ass at the moment. But not a fan, I guess. I would say I'm a little distracted. I don't have a resurrection on me. Yeah, like, get actual feedback on your personality, exactly, so that you can learn you are behaving like a piece of shit and should stop. And that's feedback that sometimes people need to get. This guy sucks. Okay, I think he might be. Enemies that block. Ooh, they suck. Ooh, they suck. Can I get through that with a power attack? Oh. No, but that did a lot of damage. Bruh. 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 I don't want that. That looks like poison. The blocking in this game was not an improvement to the combat system. Well, thank you very much, Bomas. Thanks for stopping by. It was a pleasure to chat with you. I hope you have a good evening. Oh, did I? I did. You're right. You are correct. I did that. That's a thing I did. Okay, so we've got enough attack. We need more MP there. We need holy. I don't have any holy. This is an issue. Well, shit. I don't actually have the right stuff. So I guess I'm gonna have to sit on that for a second, actually. Until I can get some more holy to add. As far as I saw, it didn't actually need any monster attachments, which is why I didn't go back to check. Yeah, because they only had elemental requirements. Which was weird. I hadn't seen that before. I think I'm gonna have to buy some holy. It does make things easier. Oh, for crying out loud. These mimics are out of control. No, okay. Fine then. I feel like this particular dungeon, now that it has introduced the doors blocked by that magic, I feel like I'm at risk of like soft locking. Like if she were to get KO'd, I just wasn't able to get through, I'd just be like, oh, well, I guess I'll die forever. Thanks. Alright, at least we've got the exit now. Susie. Am I gonna find people that just, like, live here? Because everybody has a store in town right now. Oh, maybe let's see. Can I hit him with Goro? Maybe that'll... Whoa. That'll give me some benefit. Oh, your damage is shit. Goro. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Not these assholes again. God, I hate them. Well, that was much more efficient. I am missing out on that ABS, though, which is disappointing. But I need holy. Well, actually, hold on. Hold on. That one also needs MP, so I guess... Do I have MP? I do have MP. Hold on. I can level up. We can go ahead and level up. Oh, wait. Never mind, I can't. That will max it. 1 MP will max it. That's what I just thought of that also. Turns out one of those will also be a waste. Yay, healing. Ow. Bruh. Blocking. I hate the blocking. ABS full. Oh, there's a holy. Actually, I'm gonna need more holy for you as well. Oh, and beast. Artificial companion. Yeah, yes, it really is. Well, and what's artificial companionship is both one dangerous because it's like unreliable right now and does wild shit and feeds into psychoses and all of that. But even if like it had better safeguards, it's still like brain rot because it's like go interact with real people. Like, and that's not that's a little bit too accusatory of people who are like leaning into it, because like there are lots of reasons that someone will end up there. It's like we need to be structuring society in such a fashion that these things are not required. Like, people should not feel the need to reach out to these. They should have better means of like becoming engaged with their fellow people. Like, we need more community centers with things to do and people to meet, and people need to be like, I don't know, reminded as they're being raised that there's value in people in your community and like meeting them and getting to know them and helping them and allowing them to help you, and all this stuff of community building needs to be put back into the forefront. On the subject of, on a more lighthearted note of, well, I say lighthearted, maybe that's not the fair term. At least amusing comeuppance on some people. There is a funny story that I am quite amused by in the sort of like AI companionship space, because I don't remember what site it was. Oh, a thing. But there's one website doing like AI companionship stuff of the like AI girlfriend experience bit, right? Which was doing at least one thing that you could, you know, hold on. I'm going to go back because it's funnier to told a different way. So there was a site that was doing the AI girlfriend thing. I don't remember which one it was. It was a real thing. I don't remember which it was. That had a forum that people were on, and there were lots and lots of people who would get on there and complain and be like, hey, is anybody else having this issue where you'll be talking to your girlfriend or whatever, your companion, and then all of a sudden they will just like stop talking, like you're talking to them, and they just stop. Like, is anybody else having connection issues? Like, the connection just drops arbitrarily. Is anybody else having it? And so there were like a lot of discussion threads about this issue for this site. They're like, yeah, I mean, blah, blah. You know, people come out and blah, 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 and they talk about it, whatever. quite a few were having this issue. It was like, would go on for months. Good God, this guy's packing so much stuff. And it's just kind of kept going on. They kept yelling at the company to do something about this connection and blah, 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 and why is it so shitty and all of that good stuff, right? Well, eventually, it came to light that the company had mentioned that they had a safeguard in place, which I guess is good that they had a safeguard in place. That anytime a like illegal or wildly immoral sort of discussion would begin, such as someone would start like doing like abuse or like like non-consent actions or any of this stuff with the AI companion, like, you know, murder, fantasy, abuse, assault, non-consent stuff with the AI thing, they had a safeguard in place that they would just drop the conversation immediately. And they eventually announced that this was a safeguard that was in place. And immediately, everybody stopped talking on the forum because everybody had been revealing on the forum that they had been doing this sort of action with the AI because they all outed themselves as like, oh man, what's with all these connection issues? They just cut off. They just stop. And it was like, oh, by the way, that's because of this. And it was like turned into a ghost town because they're like, oh shit. So that's darkly humorous, I suppose, but also, bro, why? Don't do that. Guy who has been in rare items as Basker. No, that's Phil. Leaning Tower. What can make something higher? I don't have anything useful here at all. What the heck? Look at this. Just passing it out. Okay, another fruit of Eden somewhere. There it is. I have not, Cyclops. I have not been able to figure out who has offered any side quests. I've been trying to find side quests. Like, I talked to the mayor, and he was the only one that I saw that you could, like, directly ask about side quests, and he's like, oh, yeah, just come back at the end of the game or whatever, and then I'll have a side quest for you. I was like, bro, I want side quests now. I saw the enhanced version was supposed to have introduced more side quests, and I have been completely unable to figure out who I am supposed to talk to about a side quest. And maybe that's me just not paying enough attention to their conversation choices. But I have not. I haven't done a single damn side quest. And I wanted to. Stone. Get the side quest dialogue option after their home event. So, like, everybody gets one, or just some people get one? I think I did the... Was it like the it's finished? Yo, buy something. Well, that's not helpful. Hello? Doors that open with a gym switch in the shipwreck. You can open that door by casting a spell that belongs to the attribute of the gym. Keep bandits out. Merchants use a magic crystal to open it, but wizards can correctly cast a spell. Wow, this is very helpful. Also, I forgot that I needed to buy a bunch of holy. Hooray! Everybody but shop owners. So the one place that I walked into. Got it. Got it. All right. We literally just need holy. All right, and this one needs attack, holy, and thunder. I don't know what quantities, but we'll see what we can do. Also, let's do some repairs. While we're in town. You know what? I should sell some shit. I don't need that much bread. I don't need that much cheese. I don't need that many bombs. I don't need these bananas. I should save the stamina drinks. I have a bunch of fishing stuff now. Hate the stupid peaches. I don't need a rock. Rock lobster. All right, some more holy. There we go. Okay, so hypothetically, people get side quests. Everybody gets side quests, which means I should be able to. Let's go back to the first area. See if we can't find somebody there. Since I missed out on literally everything. Okay, let's see here. Hey, what? Damn you, time! Oh, come on. Every time that happens, they just disappear. Just trying to talk to you. Come back here. Oh, do you have any side quests? Sorry, I don't have any quests currently. Ah! We'll find somebody. How about you? Small child? Any side quests? Okay, Carl. Somebody's gotta have a side quest. I don't think anybody lives in the windmill, right? No, nobody lives in the windmill. Who knows? Maybe I'll stumble across another box that I missed. The mayor doesn't. I've talked to him. He says to come back later. How about our mom? Mom, do you have a side quest? Need me to pick up some eggs or something? Where do you live? Supposed to live here. Anybody at home? What about you? Any side quests? Oh, I bet you can already guess what I have in store for you. That's right, fishing quests. There are 2 types of fishing quests. Whenever you talk to me, I can assign you one of them. Hope you like fishing. Side quest? Quest is to catch 2 Nilers at the Naroon Pond. Okay. That would make sense that he would give fishing quest. I don't know if I have the right stuff. Side quest. Sorry. Curse you. Yeesh. I do have some fishing bait at the moment, which I also needed to use up anyway because it's cluttering my inventory. I don't know what catches Nilers. So we'll see if I have the right stuff. That's a gobbler. Good fishing points, though. I kind of have to hope that it's carrots, because carrots are the only thing that I have 2 of, seeing as I need 2 of them. Look, can I can buy fishing bait. I think that's at Matataki Village, though. Not here. Also, you know, it used to be that I was like, these things are insanely expensive. They were like 300 or 400. I was like, I will never buy bait. And now I'm just like flush with cash. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll buy some bait. No problem. That's a gummy. Ooh, with a lot of points. Who wants a carrot? Banana fish. I don't believe I can fish with a banana. Although, at the very least, it's not labeled as a fishing bait. I haven't actually tried fishing with things not specifically labeled as fishing bait. Maybe I should. Maybe I've been missing out. They don't care about my carrot. Why don't you like my carrot? Hello? Look at this delicious carrot. No? Not interested? How about a prickly? Would you like a prickly? Oh, he's over there further. Prickly? Monsieur? Monsieur, would you like a prickly? Oh, he does. I hate fishing with pricklies. They constantly just nibble on it. They're such a pain in the ass to catch. Not the little one. Oh. Every goddamn time. They pull it under and then just immediately let go. Tell them I hate them. Ooh. I don't know if I'm too fast or if it's just a deep fake out. One might even call it a deep fake. Come on, fatty. You nom that bait. Get in there. Ooh, ooh. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. There we go. It's a nonky. I have caught everything except the things that I needed. All right. Well, let's go find a different side quest that doesn't involve fishing. Of course it's fishing. Oh, these guys are like fight enthusiasts. Do you guys like want me to fight something in particular? You know, want shit. Prove me your true strength. I can assign you some monster slaying quests. That doesn't seem like his voice actually at all. The monster slaying quests are tasks to kill a random amount of random enemies in any dungeon you have unlocked. Talk to me again. So just kill shit, huh? Defeat at least 8 or... Oh, no. A specific thing. 8 Earth Diggers and Wise Owl Forests. Good luck. I hate those things. Also, now I have to figure out on which floor they are most reliably found. I heard some whispers that if you venture to the back floors in the Divine Beast Cave, you might come across a rare item. Apparently, it's some kind of powder. Did you find that rare item yet? Apparently, it can be found somewhere in the back floors of Divine Beast Cave. Is it like a quest item, or is it just... I got a lot of powders. You are not very clear on what it is that you want, I'm afraid. These side quests suck. These aren't as easy as I was hoping they'd be. What about you, Claude? I needed your help earlier, but I'm okay now? See, I slipped on this pink thing, which made me all slow and slimy. Oh, well, I survived from that disaster. Side quest, I needed your help, but I'm okay now? So are you good? I guess so? I mean, presumably that would mean that you would need soap, but I have soap. I don't know how to hand people things. I can't, like, open up the item interaction like I can in the dungeon. Alright, let's try to go to Matataki and see if maybe we'll have better luck. Imagine I don't have a journal or anything that keeps track of these quests that I am receiving. They're pretty loosey-goosey. I like Matataki Village. This one... I like the way Matataki Village ends up. Any side quest? No. There's some elevation changes. It feels a little more satisfying to build. Any side quests? One of the Wise Owl Forest Owls told me that... Oh yeah, this guy's like the one that's seen some shit. One of the Wise Owl Forest Owls told me that somewhere deep at the backsides of the forest you could find some mysterious item. It's said to be an ancient item, and which purpose had never been able to be fulfilled. Okay. You guys that want shit from the back rooms are wanting some weird-ass stuff. I don't know what you want. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's supposed to do. Side quest? Nope. I don't know, man. Whoa, camera. Camera? What camera? Work with me here. Side quest? Excuse me. Up here? Nope. I don't know where you're at then. You know what? It's like, oh, you're right here. Were you always here? Surely not. Okay, you don't have it. All right, we're striking out on the quests. Let's go do something useful before I wrap up. Hey, thanks for coming by, Cyclops. It was fun. Have a good night. We'll do a floor or two before we wrap up, rather than meandering about aimlessly looking for side quests. Immediate map. Convenient. What color is that, do we think? Ice? No. Maybe wind again? Is it... I think it's red, actually. Gotta go back to this one. Yep. Not red. What the hell is this? Thunder? Holy? It's holy. Ah! You already have your custom made. Like, what if I didn't have a holy spell? What would I do? I'd be trapped. That's crazy. Just soft lock yourself on one of these floors. Unable to proceed. Hey, a second floor. I'm sure somebody's gonna love that. Hey, we got a flapping fish. Need to make sure to use that flapping fish on this floor. Hey, prickly. Oh, I get, well... It has to be, it's far more likely to get soft locked than I would anticipate. Because, like, if a character goes down, like, over here, if Zhao goes down, I can't get back out. And if you've already defeated all the enemies, you can't necessarily get your ass killed to get out of here. Bro, I hate these guys. They're the worst. Oh, the blocking was a terrible idea to add to this combat. It is not a good addition. Not good, guys. It's not good. Magical power. A key. Having actually improved my weapons once I had, like, just prior to getting to this dungeon, though, was a real boon. There was a lot of struggles in the previous dungeons where I just wasn't doing enough damage. Fights were much longer. Now we're really cleaning house. I don't really know if the item interaction was completely necessary, if I'm being honest, though. Not really bringing much to the table. I got you this fish. I'm gonna give it to you before it rots. Those guys are unnerving. I would not get in there. It's scary. Damn you, fence. Yes. Water. The water of life. Yaya. I've acquired Yaya. Presumably a person. Damn, this is where all of the dioramas are on this floor. Holy smokes. little path had like 6 of the 8. That's crazy. Keg. That's gonna make somebody very happy. Wanna dip my toe in there real quick. Stop blocking. The main problem with the blocking is not that they added a block for the enemy. It's that, as far as I am aware, there is no interplay with the enemy blocking. Like, there's not an option to overcome it. There's not a move that blasts through it, I don't think. Like a charge attack, I don't think the charge attack goes through it. I think it's just also blocked. Tower 3rd floor. And that's really what it needs, because when the solution is just wait, it's not really an interesting interaction. Especially when not waiting and, like, accidentally attacking or whatever chips away your weapon hit points, which is like, so you pay a cost for hitting the shield and you don't get any payoff. There's no, like, satisfying way to, like, get through it. I say this as though it's not, you know, an old PS2 game that was unrefined. Like, we've come a long way in game design as far as, like, what is important and makes for good combat systems. They were doing their best, I'm sure. Nice, a ruby. I'm just here for the chests, man. Although, maybe I could crank some XP for her. How much damage we doing? Not a lot. Oh god, I've been skewered. Well, that was uncomfortable. Welcome back, Sea Weaver. Yeah, the anti-meta, that's one of those that I'm like, I want to know how that name happened, because presumably that was translated from Japanese, like what do they call Medusa in, maybe it was like Meduba-chan? Ba is anti. But not ba. If you add an extra A, it becomes grandma. But a single A is anti. So like maybe maybe it was an honorific thing. I don't know why. Peridot. Oh, we are rocking it with the precious gemstones right now. We're raking it in. Oh, and an aquamarine. It just keeps coming. Attachment bag is full. You better believe it, because I just keep picking them up. We don't need this. They do love their wacky names. It's just odd, because I don't remember seeing, like, a whole lot of other enemies in this named wacky ways. There are occasional, but it's not like a consistent every enemy is goofy. It's like every once in a while, like, oh yeah, that's goofy. Running. Also, why is sprint an item? That's crazy. Just let me sprint, man. Just let me sprint. Medusa. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. So they still had shortened it in Japanese, presumably, if that was, like, similar. I don't know why. Like, that one was the one they chose. Blah. Alright, let's get out of here. Yes, I have to do this. Why not just open my inventory if I hit the button and you're like, oh, you gotta open the inventory. It's like, just open the inventory. I know. I hit the wrong button. Give me a break. All right, we got a couple new things. Let's go toss them in town, and we can call it a good day. We're coming up on our... Well, no, we're not really coming up on 4 hours, but we are well within my target stream length. I'm getting hungry. Let's get these dioramas on. Okay, it's funny that you say that, Gus. I commented about the goofy ass seagull sound. What did I say? I think they sound like whistles for one. I was doing a little bit of farming off stream, and my wife had walked in, and she was trying to figure out if it was Phoebe whining. Phoebe is our dog. Phoebe was whining, or if it was part of the game. And I was like, no, it's not a dog whining. It is a seagull, probably. So, like, yes, everybody hears those stupid seagulls is like, well, it's the best they could do back in 2000. All right, they were doing their best. All right, leaning towers all stacked up. Susie, Lana, Yaya, Phil. We got all kinds of folks. Oh, Lana's store. I expect that's Lana. Okay, we got Lana now. Let's talk to Lana. Hello, Lana. You're not from around here, isn't that right? That's how every person I talk to, starts the conversation. I don't... Was that an intentional choice? That, like, everybody's like, oh, out-of-towner, eh? You're not from around here. Outsider. Like, every single person. Like, that's how we start small talk here. It's like, oh, I don't recognize you, you bastard. Welcome to Queens, a beautiful seaside merchant town. My name is Lana. Nice to meet you. Do you need anything for your house? I had 3 push carts with fruit. 2 are not enough. Please remember that. In your customer... Well, it's about my son, Jake. Seems like he's always with Mr. King, and I worry about it. If it's possible, could you put my house near Mr. King so I can watch over him? I feel much better. Okay? Oop, hold on. Put me back down. Box. A gourd! Oh my gourd! It's only the 3rd time I think I've said that. I can't help it! Alright, Ruby's got water. Move. All right, Lana. Now you can go stare at Jake or whatever. There you go. Oh, I do have another pushcart. There you go. Oh. I guess that makes sense. Sea Weaver. Hello. Another box. I see it. A box. Oh, hi, it's you. How may I help you? Good timing. I've opened my store again. Make sure to visit often from now on. Oh, wait just a minute. I swear to God, if you give me a banana, I'm gonna lose my shit. Here, this is my gift for you. This is not better than a banana. This is... Come in anytime. See ya. It is not a banana, but it is not... I don't need 2! Oh, you know, that's fair, Seaweed. That is probably true. That's probably a very Japanese sort of interaction of, like, they would know all their neighbors. God damn it, attachment bag. What am I supposed to do with this? It's so full. And emptying it out is going to require me to go to a different town. I'll just leave the box there for a second. Askers. I have all these people and no houses to put them in. What am I supposed to do with all you people? Phil, Yaya, Susie, a second floor, a hat-shaped roof. I don't need all this stuff. I don't even have any buildings to put them in. Well, that was quick. All right, let's take a quick glance around. We got any more boxes? Just, you know, out and about. Oh, wait. Oh, is that a box I see? No, I think that's just floor. Hold on, I'm gonna check. It's just floor. Where's that water coming from? I don't see a sewer system. Oh God, the camera when you fall down from somewhere is jarring. I do not know when we'll be playing Barony next. I don't know. All right. That will be it for today. I will not be back on Thursday. Thursday is my usual other stream day. Thursdays and Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. I gotta drive my wife to a friend's place because then they're gonna go on a trip to the beach, the ocean. Not the beach. It's not like the beach is down the way. They're going to the Gulf for the weekend, which was very helpful. Came up out of nowhere. My wife's friend was going to like a baby shower or something, bridal shower, some kind of shower. And she was like, I don't want to go alone. Will you just travel with? I was like, okay. So my wife's going off to a no-cost vacation for the weekend, which is neat. But I got to drive her over there so that they can, you know, get in their own car and go. So I won't be streaming on Thursday as much as I would like to continue playing this game because I am having a good time. But I should be back Saturday. So yeah. Hopefully see you then. But for now, you leave it to the Capitals rant. I mean, that is a channel staple at this point. Thanks all for being here, for hanging out. There we had a few new faces, which I love to see. I appreciate everybody who popped in. And especially anybody who managed to stay to the end. I don't know how much I believe YouTube's concurrent viewers, but hypothetically, there are a handful of lurkers, which thanks for coming by. I hope everybody has a good night. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of your week, which will be the whole week, since I won't be back on Thursday to say it then, too. But I'll be back on Saturday, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, all.
Initiating goodnight sequence. Dispersing appropriate dosage of compound 347. Initiating phase 1 of memory calibration. This won't hurt a bit. Just close your eyes.